Hello everyone, this is Fuji Research. Please have a look at this picture. At the glance, you can recognize they are plastic bottles. The material is PET, which stands for polyethylene terephthalate. In this video, I will present regarding what the PET is about, manufacturers of PET, and PET bottle recycling. PET is also used for package of eggs. This one is actually what I bought at the supermarket, having PET mark indicating package material. Mitsui Chemicals produces PET at its Iwakuni Otake plant located in Yamaguchi Prefecture of Japan. Its trademark is Mitsui PET. Unitica is also producer of PET. Japan Petrochemical Industry Association in its website provides information of Mitsui Chemicals in that the corporation produces terephthalic acid as one of material needed to make PET at its Iwakuni Otake plant. And the corporation also produces ethylene glycol as the other material to make PET in its Osaka plant. The two materials are used to produce PET in Iwakuni Otake plant. Process of PET production is rather complicated, so I provided some slides to make it easier. First of all, let us check the first material, terephthalic acid, that is made from parathylene. Parathylene comes from thylene fraction of naphtha cracking. I will later explain what is the parathylene and how terephthalic acid comes out of parathylene. The other material, ethylene glycol, is made from ethylene, which is also a fraction of naphtha cracking. I will explain about it later also. PET products are almost everywhere. However, they are classified as others, not commodity plastic, according to Japan Petrochemical Industry Association. Well, regarding to PET production volume, year 2021 data shows PET accounts for 3.4% of all plastic production, and PET belongs to thermoplastic. Let us get started with the illustration of naphtha cracking. Thylene fraction comes out from lower area, and ethylene fraction comes out from the top. Of thylene, there are three types of structures. Among them, we need so-called parathylene. Then parathylene goes to a catalyst called potassium permanganate to oxidize, making terephthalic acid. Terephthalic acid has this molecular structure. Its weight is 166.13, little bit heavy. Next, let us check how to make ethylene glycol. Website of Toyo Engineering Korea briefly explains that the ethylene goes to catalyst of silver to make ethylene oxide, and then make it react with water. Ethylene glycol has this molecular structure. Its weight is 62.07. In order to make PET, the two materials has to bond and go the polymerization process. As it's nylon, PET requires so-called condensation polymerization to turn into plastic. When the two materials react, water is produced. As the water is produced and is put aside, the remaining chemicals go the polymerization process. N in this illustration refers to polymerization degree. After making PET, we have to make a preform, looking like a test tube. As soon as the preform is made, it goes through a blow molding process to form a bottle. As the first step, PET pellets are put in the machine through the hopper. The screw of the cylinder takes the pellet as the heater melts the pellets. The molten PET is pushed into a metal mold having a cavity. As soon as the molten PET fills in the cavity, the screw moves in the direction so that the molten PET is pressurized. After a preform completes, it is placed in a mold having a bottle-shaped cavity. Then the preform is heated to be softened, so an extension rod goes inside the preform to make it get to the bottom of the mold. Next, the pressurized air comes in through the rod to blow the preform to shape bottle. This is the partition line on the PET bottles. Now let us check a couple of companies related to manufacture of PET bottles. First one is Hokkaican, located in Gumma Prefecture. This is a historical company founded more than 100 years ago in Otaru city of Hokkaido. Next, Toyo Seikan is also a historical company founded more than 100 years ago. Takemoto Yoki is a unique company making a variety of PET bottles, including those for cosmetic products. I checked locations of these three companies. This time, I chose Hokkaikan in Gunma Prefecture to visit. Its plant is a part of Chiyoda Industrial Park. It is about 46 miles away from center of Tokyo. Chiyoda Industrial Park is in Oura-gun, Chiyoda-cho of Gunma Prefecture. Tone River is nearby. This is an enlarged map having Chiyoda Industrial Park. You can see location of Hokkaikan. Now we have just stepped in Chiyoda Industrial Park. First appeared plant is Hasegawa Kogyo, well known as a stepladder manufacturer. You see in the left, it is a label manufacturer named Sibel Sangyo. In the right, you see Toto Moldings, second plant. This is the affiliated company of Hokkaikan. Town is a trucking company having a large logistic area. At the right hand, it appeared Hokkaican's Chiyoda plant, making PET bottles. Fukoku is a manufacturer of wiper blade rubber. See in the left, a maker of cosmetics for original equipment manufacturers, that is Cosmenist. Also, Toto Molding's third plant is in the right. A well-known manufacturer of semiconductor equipment, Advantest is the right. In the left, Tomo Presto is a maker of carton boxes, one of Tomoku Group company. This is Hokkaican's Meiwa plant. This is Toto Molding headquarter plant, one of affiliated company of Hokkaican. DIC Graphics is a maker of printing ink, a group company of DIC. Now I like to talk about recycling PET bottles. Checking the website of Plastic Waste Management Institute, I found 581,000 tons of PET bottles were produced, and 500,000 tons of PETs were recycled, meaning about 86% were recycled. That is quite high, isn't it? There is a couple of methods for recycling PET bottles. One is to have used PET bottles chemically cracked and make a new PET bottles. The other is to have used PET bottles mechanically smashed to small pieces and make other products such as textile products. Next illustration shows a case of the latter, which is an often used method. This is an example of Strand-type plastic recycling machine, in that used and smashed PET are to be recycled. The machine heats and melts the PET and then pushed to a die having many small holes. The molten PET goes through the holes, thus shapes the strands, and drop into a water to make the molten PET hard enough to be cut. More than 20 years ago, this type of machines are introduced to Japan a lot. I am curious how it is these days. A man who contributed to development of PET bottles is an inventor named Nathaniel Wyeth of DuPont. PET is applied to make beverage containers, which later introduced to Japan. DuPont is an incredible company, isn't it?